Good morning, growers. How you doing? This is King, the CEO of Canna Management Limited Liability Company. Uh, Real brief, I just want to answer some of maybe the top 3 or 4 questions that I'm asked throughout the week or when I encounter people and they want to know about cannabis. The first thing I'm asked is, how did I get into cannabis? Why did I get into cannabis? Um, what is Canna Management all about? And more times than not, how can people get involved? So, um, first things first, how did I get into cannabis? Well, first and foremost, cannabis has been a lifelong goal of mine. Even before it was legal, I was really into science and botany and the growing process and the science of cannabis, pretty much. So, I got into cannabis because I wanted to test my green thumb and see exactly what was out there for me. I always knew it was a money crop, as we all have. Nonetheless, I was more concerned with the science of it. So uh, I got my feet wet. I started growing. I met a older buddy that I know now. He's a very good friend and ally. He got me into cannabis growth, and he taught me how to grow. And of course, modern science and technology allowed me to enhance my results growing cannabis. So we was kind of each other's teacher at first. Why cannabis? Well, first of all, because Missouri has already made over 147 million this year alone in dispensary sales. But my personal reason for getting into cannabis because I wanted to find a way to help. I wanted to find a way to treat. Uh, a couple of family members that I knew was on pharmaceutical medication. Some of them for appetite loss, some of them for chronic pain and mood disorders. And with cannabis, I was able to relieve a lot of their symptoms and pull them away from the use of pharmaceutical medication. So it's definitely instrumental in detoxing. So I wanted to find a good way to apply my science and my love for botany, and cannabis was it. I believe personally that the government already knew that cannabis was an earth-grown plant that cured many of ailments, including seizures, inflammation, a variety of things, antispasmic properties, everything. So I got into cannabis because I wanted to help people. I wanted to sit down with folks and see whether they needed a THC rich or CBD rich strain or just needed to be on a CBD regimen altogether. Um, the third thing I'm asked is, what is Canna Management all about? Well, plainly put, Canna Management is a company designed to help you meet all of your cannabis needs, whether you're looking to start a business as an entrepreneur and get into um, the money making end of cannabis, whether you're looking to be a consumer and purchase with dispensaries and seeking licensing. We even provide grow coaching for the people that are already growing good cannabis at home and who have cultivation licenses. Canna Management is a company that pretty much caters to whatever you need cannabis wise, because some people are interested in cannabis and don't know where to start, don't know where to look. Some people are interested in getting a cultivation license and growing their own medicine and just don't know where to go. And Canna Management is it. I personally structured this company because I wanted to help people in a variety of ways. Because one thing about it, the days where weed was just weed is gone. And I mean gone. No strain is created equal these days. So, like a lot of you know, like the difference between indicas and sativas. For example, sativas are more of a euphoric, enlightening, upper type of indulgence as opposed to sleepy couch lock sedative like an indica. So, if someone is suffering from, let's say, anxiety or insomnia, well, I wouldn't hand them a space cake and say, here, it's just got cannabis in it. You really need to be more strain specific when it comes to treating people's ailments. So Canna Management is all about catering to every specific clients because everyone's needs are different. Some people like to smoke cannabis. Some people can only ingest cannabis, indulge in tinctures. Whatever your needs are, Canna Management definitely is the place for you. Um, the last thing that I'm often asked is, how can I get involved? Well, there's a variety of ways to get involved. One, I'm pretty sure you know you can invest in cannabis industry as far as taking your personal dollars. You can become an entrepreneur and do your own thing. You can engage in cannabis education with different universities. I particularly was a student at St. Louis University, but there are millions of ways to get involved. One thing that is very, very much needed on the cannabis forefront are people that are ready to fight on a legislative level, because the words that they're using in a lot of these amendments and statutes and laws that are being pushed out are not favorable to the public and small business. So one thing we definitely have to do is get political when it comes to cannabis, because they definitely are. And last but not least, explore cannabis. Cannabis to the new millennium is what gold was to the early 1900s. It's a bull rush. And by the time this thing becomes recreational, I promise you there will be a million millionaires in front of you already placing their bids on cafes, restaurants, bud and breakfast, everything that you can possibly think of. So if you have time, Canna Management Limited Liability Company is in full swing. Our office is located at 5261 Delmar, Suite 210A. So exercise code 245C, and you can get a free consultation all the way up until January 10th.